Welcome, everyone. Before we begin, I would like to inform you that this meeting is getting recorded. So if you wish not to be recorded, you are free to leave the meeting. Otherwise, please sit back, relax, and enjoy project operations. I would like to again welcome you to D365 Cham's Power Platform Meetup Chennai chapter. This is the first edition we are doing, and we'll try and keep doing it regularly, probably every month or every 2 months, as and when we have speakers and the right topic for you. Today's topic is taken care by MVP Kuldeep Gupta, and this is the first of its kind. This is, as per my knowledge, this is going to be the first one session, which is about project operations going public. So I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it. Can we please move to the next slide? Okay, so in terms of agenda, as you can see, I will take you through a brief on who we are, as in what D365 Champs is about, and how can you connect with us. I'll provide you some news updates and upcoming events, and then we will hand it over to Kuldeep to share their insights on project operations. Towards the end, we will have Q&A. Next slide, please. All right, so here's a brief timeline, but before you think anything else, consider us your local community. D365 Champs is your local community, and here's a brief timeline of it. In 2018, community leads realized that there's a need of a community in Southeast Asia region, and hence in 2019, 10 or more leads, they got together and started working on it. The community got global. Now we have, in 2020, we have leads from a lot of countries. We have members from a lot of countries, as you can see on your screen: Singapore, Malaysia, South Africa, UK, India, Philippines, Vietnam, Australia, New Zealand, US and Germany as well are included. We have a following of 5K, approximately 5,000 people on LinkedIn, and 700 plus members on Kaizala, where we share questions and answers, events going on. So please join us there. I will share the details very soon. A lot of initiatives are coming up in the future. The recent one was Empower, which we launched for students, which is free lectures and knowledge about Microsoft Power Platform, which is provided within a college campus or university campus. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. You can connect with us on social media. A QR code for Kaisala is on your screen. So if you're on your laptop, you can just scan it from your mobile. That would be great. And there are links provided here. So you can type it in and follow us on Twitter, Kaisala, join the group, and LinkedIn. Next one. Next slide, please. All right, if you want to speak, okay, is this the next one or the QR code? Okay, in terms of quick updates, sorry about this. Okay, so if you want to speak at D365 Champs Power Platform Meetup, you can scan this QR code or just go to tiny.cc/D365 Champs Meetup. We've received a few submissions, and we are trying to get back to you with few dates. So bear with us for the dates, and we will get back to you on that. Next one. Okay, news. Here are some quick updates. In terms of news, we've got Microsoft Customer Voice for feedback management, which is a brand new solution you've got. So do try it or get the trial if it's possible for you. Update. Power Advice is the podcast of D365 Champs, powered by Deepesh Somani, and it's going to have the finale on 26th of August, which is going to be interesting. So do subscribe or check it out, or just join Kaisala and you'll get to see that. We need volunteers for Meetup. If you want to conduct meetups in your own city, do reach out to us. We are more than happy to help and lend a hand and provide you all the guidance so that you can start in your city as well. If you're interested in volunteering for other cities which are already live, do let us know as well. Upcoming events. So next week, Saturday, 12:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, we have Bengaluru Meetup. Do join us for that. That's about Power Apps, so it would be interesting as well. Power Virtual Hour is usually conducted every third Friday of the month, so it's coming up in September as well. Do connect with us. That would be great. Next one, please. Okay, in terms of our sponsors, Dynamicity has sponsored the meetup and related cost. So we would like to thank our sponsors. They are Microsoft Dynamics partners and Power Platform partners. They provide training, managed services, implementation upgrades, and all related services. So thanks to Dynamicity. Before I hand it over to Kuldeep, I would like to request you if you would like to switch on your camera, that would be good as well. That helps the speaker to interact with you and make the session more interactive. So it would be good. In case you have any questions, do raise your hand or drop it in the chat window and we'll be happy to help. But probably we'll answer all the Q&A towards the end after collating it. So bear with us with that. With that, I would like to welcome Kuldeep for taking out their time and providing us insights on project operations. So thank you so much, Kuldeep, for joining us today. I would like to hand it over to you for your session. Please provide your brief intro to our audience, and then you can carry on. Thank you so much.
Just gonna interfere in between. Sorry for 20 seconds or so. The thing that I really want to mention, thank you, Kuldeep, to be a true community lead and warrior. And along with Prashant and others to save the day, we would have had a cancelled Chennai meetup, and there were some unavoidable circumstances where we had some other topic for the day. But we went to Kuldeep just like how when it was, Prashant, maybe 2.5 days. On 2.5 days notice, you have come forward. Thank you to be the great MVP that you are, and I'll leave it over to you. Thanks, Prashant, for the wonderful introduction.
Just a request to everyone, please be on mute until otherwise specified. And once again, welcome.
Kuldeep, you're on mute.
You guys can hear me okay?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Fantastic. Thank you, Deepesh, for giving me this opportunity. I wouldn't say it is just 2.5 days. Community player should always be ready to speak about something or the other because R&D doesn't end anytime. And whatever you do in R&D, you should be open to speak up to the the community. Um, well, thank you, Prashant, for relaying and coordinating things between. And yeah, here we are. Happy Saturday to all. With that, I want to start with the news that today is the first day of a festival where we in India invite Lord Ganesha to our house. And yeah, it's a different aura, but this pandemic is hit a lot, and hence we don't have that charisma out on the streets here. But yes, with that, let's come back to the topic. The topic is what I'm going to be discussing today is what's coming new in project operations. But before that, I would like to give a little bit introduction about myself. I am Kuldeep Gupta, and I work for CloudFin's Technologies since last about 6 years now. And I am the MVP Business Applications. And there are some credentials that are mentioned on the left-hand side so that you guys can connect to me. I have my blog site, which is d365feeds.com, wherein I keep on posting my blog posts. So you guys can refer that and check my updates. All right, so let's get into the topic. Now, when we talk about project operations, there are a lot of myths and confusion that people have as to how the setup is looking for project operations, because the past project service automation, which was the old name for project operations, was PSA, was built on CE platform. There was no involvement of FNO. So what project operations has done is brought in together both CE and FNO platform under one umbrella. That is under Dynamics 365 umbrella. Of course, both of them were under Dynamics 365 umbrella, but there is now a tight integration between both the environments, and hence both of them together looks like and called as project operations. So now there are certain enhancements that they have brought into what was existing in PSA in the CE environment. Now what they have done is they have brought in the ability to set up a split billing for project contracts. So earlier, one contractor used to pay the entire bill, and there was no setup wherein if there are multiple contractors, for example, a contractor A and a B, they're awarding awarding a project to some XYZ person. If they want to split the billing, let's say 70-30%, they were not allowed to do that. Now this split billing has come up here. There was not an ability to set up not to exceed limit for a particular contract, which is now come in. Not to exceed is, let's say, if you have a $50,000 contract and you say at any cost it should not exceed 55K, you can set up that limit, and then the intimations can go out automatically. The next is ability to set up billing and chargeability options in the work breakdown structure for F&B and T&M. Mainly, this is a beautiful feature that is coming wherein there was a difficulty. Let's say for a project where we had a few tasks that was supposed to be done as a fixed bid, and a few tasks like change requests or, for example, that comes in randomly, that we would like to charge the customer on the hourly basis, that is T&M. We were not able to do that. Now with the new setup in the work breakdown structure, we have an option to set that up manually, and this option is not yet lit up because we are still in the preview program, and then it will get lit up when the general availability will come up, but this is definitely going to be there. One beautiful feature like retainers on project contract was not there in PSA, will be there now. For example, if you have licenses that you've sold to the customer and then you want that to be billed recurring every month to the customer, that setup was not available. They have now lit that up in CE environment of project operations. Planning in project online versus the earlier schedule. Now, this is also something which is enhanced the way we used to build the WBS work breakdown structure. They have connected project online along with PSA CE environment. So all the beautiful features that we have from project online, which project managers are used to do the scheduling in, is now available in CE environment. So you are not losing on any of the beautiful features that the project manager desires to do that. Not only that, but you also have an embedded Kanban board, which people are used to do agile projects. So you can use that Kanban board in order to do your planning. Then there is an enhanced URS board, Universal Resource Scheduling Board, where you feel the need to schedule your resources for tasks. And they have enhanced that a lot. So that is something that is also coming up in CE. Now, with that, let us also look at what are the FNO features that are coming in project operations. Is milestone and T&M based invoicing. So invoicing will be handled by FNO. Revenue recognition was a feature which the world was desiring from long, is now going to be letting up in FNO. So you're not missing on that. Part payment is also lit up. Sales tax is mastered in FNO. Now the challenge was there is an invoicing feature in PSA that is not going to die. But if you have a complex requirement where you want to do revenue recognition, part payment, and sales tax complications, that US based sales tax calculations are pretty complex, that FNO has that smartness to deliver that. what you can do is integrate it with Fno, and then the sales tax can be mastered over there. So you need not build any customizations around that. So that the features are already provided in Fno. All right, now what is used between the integrations from CE to Fno and Fno to CE is there is dual write, which is used, and this feature is recently come up with Microsoft of lately. And then this is an out-of-the-box infrastructure that actually provides near real-time integration between the model-driven apps in Microsoft Dynamics 365 Fno and CE. It's tightly coupled, bidirectional, and operations from often Fno apps and common data services. So common data services and Fno talk to each other via dual write. So there are some maps in project operations that are made in dual write, which we have to activate. And then while you're setting up the project operations, that is there in place, which you need to read the setup guide. And then these integrations talk to each other. Any data change in Fno apps causes the write to common data services, and any data change in common data services causes the writes to Fno. Meaning, if you change anything in CE or in Fno, they first write it to the common data services, and the common data services talk to each other with dual write. With that said, we move further. How the dual write architecture is set up is in the common data services, model-driven apps is set up in Dynamics 365, and this side is Fno. So this common data services is tightly coupled to Fno with via dual write. So this is how the architecture, and please note the above architecture is taken from the docs.microsoft.com. So this is how they explain how dual write works between the CE and the Fno environment. Right, so without wasting much time, we'll like to go to the demo, and this is the first demo I guess I'm gonna be showing to about how the running project operations would look like. Just before how we enter the demo, I would like to tell you how the name was derived of project operations. So what happened was there was PSA in CE environment that existed, which had beautiful features, but was lacking in some of things like invoicing and scheduling. So what they did to eradicate the scheduling issue, they brought in Project Online integration within the system. And for the invoicing, they brought in the Fno integration. So the name of Project Service Automation, from the name Project Service Automation, they took out project, and from finance and operations, they picked up the word operations, and hence it came up as project operations. And hence we have now project operations. So let's get into the demo to see the flow of code creation. Then we'll see the contract creation in CE and its integration to Fno. Milestones creations and integration to Fno, milestone invoicing in Fno, TNM and invoicing in Fno. And yeah, if we can see some project online features, we'll just jump into that if the time permits. All right, so let me navigate to my environment. All right. Okay, so firstly, for connecting, you will need to log into your Fno environment via the LCS, turn on your servers, which I have already done, and come up to your company that you are setting up where you want to see the data. Second, you will need to turn on your CE environment. Hold on, this is my CE environment, and any PSA users will be aware of how the look and feel and PSA looks like. So all the PSA features are almost the same here, and the only new thing is the new feature and enhancement they've brought in PSA, as well as how the integration works. So there are some rules and protocols they have to follow, which we will see in the demo. So what we'll first do is, let me see if this has been okay. The session is up. What we can do is the flow will start creating a new quote. I'm not doing the entire cycle from the opportunity and leads and all that. We'll start creating a new quote. So let's create a new quote by going to the sales module, going to the quote, and we'll create a new quote. And let's give it a name as, let's say, Pinakin design needs CRM. Okay, CRM implementation. Okay, the owning company, let's say, is USPM. The potential customer is A datum. Okay, since I'm doing it, I'll be the owner, accounts manager. The quote is expiring on, let's say, 28th. And the contracting unit where I'm going to be contracting this is Fabricam. Where my project is going to get executed from is Fabricam. Software US. Accordingly, my bill price list is mentioned here. So this is one of the feature that I was talking about, not to exceed limit. Let's say the project is not to exceed 200K, which I'll put it here. The requested delivery date is, let's say, somewhere around in November, 30th November. Requested delivery date, all the PSA users must be knowing, is when the project is to be ended. So we'll put it here. We'll save this code. Now, when we save this code, there is no integration of code to Fno environment. The code is within CE environment itself. So when the code is done, we'll try to enrich the code with the code line details first. And there are two types of code line details that we can build is one is the FN fixed bid and time and material. Okay.
Guys, meanwhile, if you have any queries, you can please unmute yourself and ask, looking at the if there is taking some time.
Sure. Please bear with this. These are all trial instances which they have lit up in the public preview. They are a little bit slow because the server configuration they are offering is on a little bit low configuration server, so as to save some cost while doing the preview. But when you are in the GA, the server choices are yours depending on what performance and all you guys need. So let me just refresh here again and see what.
Okay, so I think I should go with the first query over here. You explained that there are certain requirements for going for a project operation. So if we have to propose this to a customer, so what kind of all applications are required? First, I understood it's a CE, customer engagement. Second,
Correct.
it is a project operations as a subscription.
Yes.
I saw there was something about Azure and other things. So other than this, what else is required? Means Azure is required for what kind of things?
That's a very good question, Vivek. What they're going to do is they're not going to ask you to subscribe to first CE and then FNO separately. They're going to come up with a new SKU, which you can sign up, and then the new licensing price will come up for that SKU, which has CE and FNO inbuilt in that SKU.
Okay.
So that the license is not yet disclosed what that price looks like, but then yes, we have to wait for that to come up. But does that answers your question?
Yep, that answers. There is always much asked question about when it was a PSA and now it is a project operations, and there will be always this question: how Microsoft has come up with the Microsoft project as a server and integration with the operations. How good is that now, or any insights on that?
Yes, definitely. So Project Online is, it's MS Project, which version
Yes,
that we used to get MS Project. Now they
right.
have an online version called as Project Online that they have built, which is near similar to MS project. So you don't miss on a lot of functionalities. But yes, it is 100 times better than the WBS that you had built. You used to build on PSA. It is 100 times better than that. So, and also not only that, I already told you have a Kanban board which you can actually built inside, so as to do a lot of agile planning and stuff like that. So that is
Great.
also something that they
Yeah.
have built inside. Let me also see if I can show you that during the
Sure,
end.
sure.
Let me see because these environments are all trial and see the performance that they're giving it to me now, and I don't know how much far we can go, but definitely I'll try to
Yes.
cover up all the topics. Some
Sure, sure.
things are not in my hands, sorry guys, so you guys have to bear with it for the time. Yeah. Okay. I have now the quote here. I'll open up. Yeah. Okay. So let's build the quote line. So we did the quote creation. Now it's giving me an option to create a quote line. I'll add the first quote line as, let's say, expenses project, Pinakin project, and its billing method would be fixed price because we know the expenses. So let's create one quote line as fixed bid, one as TNM. So we have both the examples to see. So in fixed bid, I'll include the expenses, not include the time, and include the fee also. And here is an option to create a project. So I'm going to create a new project. I'm purposely doing it because we want to see the integration. Nevertheless, if you don't want to create the project now, you can always go in the contract, or later on post contract also you can create a new project. My intention is to show you the integration that works here. Designs, implementation. Okay. I'm gonna not change much of the detail. The contracting unit is Fabricam. Okay. Estimated start date, let's say it's on 24th. Efforts is of 500 hours. Okay, we'll save this. So while you are saving this, what it does is, since project comes under the integration, it will hit the dual write map, which we have activated and integrated it to the FNO operation environment. Now this is saved. So what we'll do is, without even further going in the CA environment, we'll go to the FNO environment and check if the project is created. This is my FNO environment. To check whether the project is integrated, I'll go to the modules, which is project management and accounting. You can see it on the left hand side. Click on that. You can see all projects here. And we'll see if, yeah, see my project has come up over here, Pinakin Design CRM implementation. Now see, if the beauty is, if I click here to check it in the see this environment, it will not open an FNO environment. It will redirect me to the projects in CE environment. Now what does that means is, it is dominating this. It dominates, CE environments dominates the entire sales cycle. So you have to edit and update anything regarding to your setups of sales module, like opportunities, quotes, contracts. You will have to do it in the CE environment. That is one point to be noted. All right. So with that said, you see the project contract ID is not yet tagged. So we will reach there and see once we are moving ahead with our code building. So now the quote line header is created. So now let's see what the expenses are, and we'll keep on adding in the quote line details. So let's say they are hotel expenses. The time it's like, okay, who's going to be going? This is not compulsory, but we'll put the developer is going to be going. Let's say software engineer will go, and yeah, from 24th to, let's say, he'll be there for 2 weeks. 7th. Rest looks good, and the quantity is one. And the unit price would be, let's say, it's going to be 2,500 USD that you're going to charge. We'll put that and we'll save it. I'm just putting one example so as to show you guys can put all your different types of expenses inside. So you see this quote line prices come up to 2,500, which is an FNB. Next, we'll just jump back to the quote and create one FB and one TNM. So I'll add one more TNM line item over here. So we are good to go to the contract. So now Pinakin CRM implementation project quotation. This is gonna be, let's say, TNM. And I can, if I'm including time and not including expenses and fees here, I can tag the same project onto this. Okay, now let's quickly build the quote line details here. So let's say this is development charges. I'm just going to add one line. You can put all that you are doing in here, like requirement gathering, how many hours, development, how many hours, UAT, how many hours, go live, how many hours. But so as to expedite this, I'm going to be putting only one line here. So please bear with me because we have to save a little bit of time for the rest of the stuff. So let's say the software engineer is going to do the development and it starts on 24th to, let's say it goes up till November 30th. And the time is 1. The quantity of number of hours that we have is 500 hours on this project. We'll put that and save this. Okay. So see this 500 hours with the price of $270 per hour is something that is picked up from the price list that was tagged on the code for this particular role and this particular resourcing unit. So now we have $1,35,000, 135K project that is built up. And now if we go back to the quotation here, you see both of them is comma, one is TNM and FB. All right. So let me show you one of the features that was split billing that I talked about was here. If you click on the customers tab, you can firstly, we tagged a datum as a customer who was sharing the 100% of the billing space. Now we'll put new customer, which can also share. Let's say Tracy Robotics is one of the customer, and he's splitting, let's say 30% of the cost. And yeah, I'm not going to put anything else and just show you how we can set it up. So if this is 70/30, this can be 70. So now this is 100% billing, that so 70% will be borne by Adatum and Tracy Robotics is 30%. So when you are creating the time entries for the customers to pay and the invoice, automatically the system will, let's say if it is a $1,000 invoice, $700 will go to Adatum and $300 will go to Tracy Robotics. So this is an intelligence built inside the system. Now what I'm going to do is now the quote is ready. I'm going to close it as one so as to create a contract out of it. As soon as we have the contract built, it is integrated in the system and we are going to see it in the Fno side. Again, bear with me guys, this is the server from Microsoft on the trial, so it takes a lot of time. It's not doing only just the save, it is also integrating it via dual write in the Fno environment, the contract. So all the details that we have put for the contract lines and everything is getting populated in the Fno, and also a contract is getting built in CE environment. So it is a lengthy process which is happening behind the systems. And of course, with a beautiful server, this doesn't has that much amount of lag. So firstly, before jumping in, let me show you in the CE environment what happens is, see, it has navigated you to the order where the order number is generated. All the details that we have built in the contract quotation has come up over here. Both the contract lines of TNM and FP are come up over here. And the split billing details have come up automatically over here. Now let's go in the Fno environment, see how it has come up over here. I'm going to be refreshing this a little because the details have come up. So let's see if the contract ID is patched here. See this now, the project Pinakin Designs is patched with the new contract ID that we have created. If you want to actually go and check in the contract, we have project contracts here. There you can see the contract. I have to search a little more down here. So this is the contract. Now again, if you click on the contract here, it will not allow you to do any edit in the FNO environment. It will redirect it to you to the FNO CE environment where you can make the edits to the contract. Now further, I don't want to do any further changes except a couple of changes what we did not do in the quotation, and we will do it here in the FP first fixed price quotation. Once is to build the milestones, which is ultimately gonna get invoiced to the customer. Yeah, invoice schedule. Once you open the order line details, it'll take. So now either you generate the milestone with intelligence it's inside by checking the billing frequency, your billing start date, and the required requested delivery date. I don't want to do that. What I'm going to do is I just want one milestone to be built in the advances of $2,500, which the pop-up is coming that there is no milestone yet, and then it is 100% advance billing for hotel stay. Don't want to tag it to a task. You have an option to tag it to any particular task in CE. But I'm going to say, let's say 24th is where I'm going to send this invoice. Line amount is $2,500. If there is a tax, you put it, otherwise leave it. Milestone is built. Okay. Similarly, you need to go to your contract, go to the T&M, and see the billing start date, let's say is 24th. Invoicing frequency is 7th and the last day, which is bi-weekly. And yeah, I guess we have set the requested delivery date. So what we're going to do is we'll save this and generate the invoicing schedule via its intelligence. Let's generate the invoicing schedule. All right. So see, it is generated the invoicing schedule on the bi-weekly basis, and which we will soon see how the invoicing happens. Okay, don't worry at the moment. Let's drop that as of now. So once the milestone and all is done, let's navigate to the contract and we say everything looks good. The contract is fine. We confirm the contract. So once we confirm the contract, the milestones details, the invoicing schedule details, all are now passed to your FNO environment. So let's go and check the milestones that we have created and see is come up over here. For that, we need to go to the milestones. Yeah.
Sorry, this is Prashant. I just wanted to let you know there's a lag when you're sharing the screen. So maybe wait 10 seconds when the screen is loaded, because what we can hear you properly, but we don't see the screen you're working on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Maybe a 10-second thing. Yeah.
So we created the contract there, milestones there, and now we are in the FNO environment to see the milestones have come up properly or not. So hopefully you can see my FNO environment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the project management accounting module, which is lit up over here. I'll click on the all projects module. I'm going to select the project that I want to see the milestones for, which is this. And from the
sorry, Kuldeep, there's just a slight lag. So if you can wait on that screen for us.
Sure. You want me to switch you to some other network? Yeah, just give me 1 second. Let me switch to some other hotspot.
We now see the list of all your projects. That's not a challenge. Now we see the list of it. Okay.
Oh. So now here you can click on this. 1 second. Yeah. Select this and click on the pending transactions. From the manage option, there is a pending transaction option. If you click that, you will see your milestones coming up. Do you see my milestone coming up?
Yeah, we do.
Fantastic. See this. This is a milestone of $2,500 that has come up over here. Okay. Now we have seen the contract, and contract milestone has come up, and we'll see the contract line now. So for contract lines that we've created, the fixed price and T&M, we'll go to the project management and accounting module, which is here. We'll click on the fixed price revenue estimates. Clicking this, and I'll click the this, which is my fixed price revenue estimates. This is my this, and navigate. We'll have to navigate to this path and then click on the new. One second. We'll click on the new. Select the forecasting model and click on OK. Okay, so it will build the. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
While this is getting built, I just have a question, Kuldeep. So,
Sure.
in terms of, I understand if you can throw light, it is okay. If you cannot at this point, in terms of storage, how it is going to work, it is unrelated to this. I was just waiting for the screen to be loaded and utilizing the time. In terms of storage as a customer, how it is going to be for me when I do this?
In terms of storage, it uses your so now how it was in PSA was it used to take your CRM storage space.
Correct.
Here they will have the similar storage space for your, because it's just that you are calling it a CE environment, but behind the scenes it is similar to what PSA was. So, and hence it will still use your Dynamics 365 storage space area. You cannot switch it to your Azure SQL services or any other storage space area. At the moment it is using that one.
Okay, thank you. Now we see the loaded screen for the estimate.
Okay. Fantastic. So now you have the contract line that you can come upon and see here of FNB that we have seen. Now, further what we are going to do is let's invoice. Now everything is done. We'll do an invoice of this contract line. So I'm back in my CE environment because the invoicing has to be triggered for both FP and TNM from CE environment, and then the rest of posting those invoicing and part payment and all of those has to be done from the Fno environment, which is the job of the accounts manager. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the contract line here. First, let's invoice the FP. And for that, I'll navigate to the invoice schedule that I want to invoice. Let's say I want to invoice this $2,500 to the customer. I'm not explaining the difference between what fixed price and time and material is. So guys, in case you have that question, so please raise your hands, and in the end, I'll answer you what those means. So once you want to invoice this, I'll mark the status as ready for invoicing, save it, go back to your contract and click on the button create invoice. Now what happens is when you click on create invoice, the invoice is getting created. Now the invoice is created. See this in C environment, you have this invoice of 2,500 USD that is created. We will now confirm this invoice. Let's say these are the business process flows. You follow it. It's in the draft mode. You review it, and then you click it on this. Put the sent on the send stage. Save it. Now I'll review all the details and everything looks good. I'll confirm this invoice. As soon as you confirm this invoice, it is now gonna get integrated to the Fno environment. And how you can check it in the Fno environment is navigate here. There is one small step that you need to do is this is a batched process. So everything comes to the staging area of Fno. So for that, we will click on this, go to the project management and accounting module, where you can see import from staging table. So let me know if there is still a lag, or you can see it.
Oh, it's on time. It's on time.
Fantastic. So from your import on staging table, you click on that. So what we'll do is all that is pending in the staging area will come up here, and or you can schedule this job to run it every 10 minutes, 5 minutes. So all the batch will automatically get processed. I have not done any of those setup as of now. I'll run it as and when I need it. Now operations completed. Now we'll navigate to see if they have come in and that invoice is coming or not. We'll go to the project management and accounting again. We'll go to project invoice proposals. Now, so now this has come up now on the 22nd of the contract ID is this for us. We'll click on this, the invoices come up. So this is the invoice, and now what project accounts manager does is the need is just to post this. So what they will do is select this and transaction and click on post. So now this invoice is posted to the customer. Post this, the job is of the accounts manager. He will take care of it. So all this setup needs to be done before he posts the invoice and all. And we'll click on OK. Yes, we are sure that we want to post this. So now we saw how the fixed bid invoices are done. What we'll now see is how the time entries for the T&M projects are done. Quickly, are we on time, Prashant?
Yeah, just Kuldeep, that's what I was just trying to add. We started 5 minutes late. Still, we are on 1:20 IST. So
Yeah.
we want to give 5 minutes for queries as well, 5 to 10 minutes, if that's okay.
Sure. I'll just take another 4 to 5 more minutes and then I'll wrap it up. We are almost done. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Just 5 minutes because this is the end. And for that T&M project, what we'll do is you will navigate to your time entry module from projects area. I'll do a couple of time entries. New. Sorry guys, click on new here for let's say 8 hours, 22nd. I'll put it for 21st because there's a non-working day. Project is Pinnacle Designs. I will just not do it for this. I'll do it for software engineer. Description is development something. Development. Even close. Just doing 1 day's time entry. Let's say we can put 4 hours here also. 2 hours here. Likewise. Now what happens is when I'm done with the time entries, I'll select this and submit the time entries. Now it goes for approval to the project manager. Come on.
That's okay, Kuldeep. We need to give it some time.
Well, yeah. Okay. So now you see the status is changed to submitted. We'll click on approvals. We have 3 entries that we had done. The project manager either can reject or approve, but we'll click on approve. Once you reject it, it goes back to the one who has done time entry in the rejected state. He or she needs to correct it. All right. So once this is done, we'll go to the project operations and go to the project management and accounting module. Click on project operations integration journal. Okay, so this is not created journal. I'll have to click on again import from staging table. So what happens is it creates a journal inside the project operations, and all the time entries, see this journal has come up, and for all the projects time entries, if there is an active journal that is created, all the time entries will go under that journal. So now what happens is, if the time entries have come, what these guys will do, select a particular journal, project managers, account manager, and click on post. So all the time entries inside will get invoiced and posted. With that said, sorry guys, I don't have time for you guys to show now the features of the how the project online and stuff looks like, but then definitely
You can if you have it, you can continue. That's okay. We still have some time. We started 5 minutes
so
late.
I'll see how fast it helps me to log in. I will need to log into my default environment. 1 second. Okay, I'll
That's
try.
that's okay, Kuldeep. I think we will continue. We are very interested.
Oh, definitely. Then let me just see.
Meanwhile, there is a query, Kuldeep,
Sure,
from
sure.
Satish. What he is asking, once project is created in FNO, can we have a sub projects under the main projects like cost and others, and we'll roll off to the main, which ideally updates the contract cost in CE.
Sorry, I did not get the question.
Okay, so Satish, if you want, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question. Okay, I think he left. Okay, so there is a question what I think he's trying to ask. If I have a project and
Hmm.
can I have a sub projects under that? You can consider them as a phases in the project,
No.
and then we can have the cost and other things which are associated with the phases and that are going and rolling off on the parent project which we had created.
Okay.
So sorry, that's a beautiful question, but at the moment that is not lit up inside in project operations. Many of them have passed their feedback. Many MVPs, including me, have passed that there is a need to create a sub projects and all inside a project. But no, that is not a feature that has come up as of now. There
Okay.
are ways to handle it, but not now as a
Okay.
sub
So if you
project.
can put some light on how we can go and do that.
Now, so there are means. You saw we created a contract, fixed price contract. We created a time and material contract. Now, let's say if you have a new change request on the running project of 500 hours that comes up for a 2000 hours project, you have a change request of 500 hours. Now, what you can do is, just 1 second. Let me see if this is opening up and then I'll answer. Sure. Okay. So now what you can do is for that 500 hours project, you can create a new quote line or a contract line depending what your 500 hours is. It is the fixed bid or a time and material. Select that and you will need to create a new project. Not the same project can be tagged, but you will create a new project. Let's say Pinakin Designs change request project. But the beauty is that your contract amount and the invoicing can still be handled from the single place in PSA CE environment. You want me to show that quickly? I'll just navigate there for a second and show it to you. Hold on a second. I think I can answer you very easily. You see this contract, right? Contract lines. So what I'm doing, so let's say Santosh's scenario is I get a 500 hours fixed price change request. I'll add new contract line here for a fixed price. I cannot tag the same project, but I'll create a new project here.
Okay.
But the beauty is the contract amount will get updated here together. So 1,37,000 plus the $500 fixed price amount, whatever it is, it will sum up over here. And when I am marking that milestone as ready to invoice, I'll come up to the same contract and click on create invoice and the invoice will be generated. The only thing is you will need to manage that project separately and not inside the project of Pinakin Design CRM implementation.
Okay.
That's the
Okay, means timelines and the Gantt chart for that will be a separate. That's the
separate.
only difference.
Yes. I
Okay.
apologize for that, but if it is my product, I would have definitely put that inside because that is much desired a feature.
Yeah,
Yes,
right. And that happens a lot when it goes into bigger kind of projects. That's
I
true.
understand. Absolutely. Being on delivery front, I understand the pain of that, but yes, once you get used to doing it, you are through it.
Yep, sure. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so here I wanted to show you that feature. Let's say I have a project that is created. Okay, you see this tasks tab.
We do.
It's loading.
It's
It's loading.
still
So
loading.
now what
Still
is doing
loading.
is behind the scene, it is connecting to the project online from here within CE environment.
Okay.
On. Ah. Load
Okay.
up,
So the
guy.
open project in the above in the menu bar, that's the same which works for opening project in a project online.
So now so Vivek, this is open in project is it'll open in your MS project. So you have the integration also built if you are. So there are, that means what has happened is there are certain features that are still there in MS project but not there in project online. But you will
Okay.
not feel that that is missed. But if you want to work on MS project, there is an integration built which you can click on this and still go for it. I'm gonna be creating this new project. I don't know what is happening.
Not a challenge.
So these, these environments are always a challenge to work on because they are just, what do you say, trial and all. So they have lit up on my default environment. I don't know what is happening. Shit, man, this is not good.
Fine, fine, fine.
That's okay, Kuldeep. I think it's one of the first time, at least I am seeing something. So I hope the audience also understand that doing a lot of R&D after that, we are able to showcase this. So that's completely fine.
So
Uh,
yeah, I feel bad when we are very close to it and we cannot see it. But what happens is this connects behind the scene. It gives a link to connect to Project Online. When we click on Project Online, you can then go and create your tasks. There are two tabs that come up. One is for the WBS that you can build in, and there's another tab that you can see your Kanban board, where you can actually do your agile planning. Your buckets are created and all. I wish it could have connected, but then I'm so sorry.
that's okay. Thank you,
Yes.
Kuldeep, for giving us the idea.
Yeah. Any further questions? If there are, we can entertain them.
Yeah, if there are any queries, you can use the chat window. You can let us be aware, unmute yourself, and we'll be happy to take the queries with Kuldeep today.
So Kuldeep, are we going to get kind of a trial for this, or it is a preview feature available in certain areas of world and not in India?
So, so that's like we have now currently in the public preview. They have announced public preview, so you can log in. So you can raise a request for getting the public preview access. There's a form that comes up. You can Google it out for the public preview access and fill out that form. They will send you the offer code and the instructions how to set up the environment. With that, you can get going.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
thank you. I think if there are any queries, it's okay, but I am going to ask the simple one. I am always interested in so setting this up and what we saw in less than an hour or so. How long it took you, Kuldeep? That's a very different question, right? And that's from the perspective of, let's say I want to start exploring again on project operations, right? So somebody at an intermediate layer on where we left from PSA, and how long it took to you to set all this up that we saw.
Since if we are very new, probably, and spend the entire working day on this, it'll take not more than 2 to 3 days of time, and in fact, a little bit more because you need to and assume that you are following the steps accurate. It'll take not more than 2 to 3 days of time, but
So
it took me approximately a week's time to set it up.
So thanks a lot for that, Kuldeep. Many times when we are doing this meetups, I'm always asking this query so that everybody is aware that we are only investing 1 hour to get the learning, but you have invested, an expert has come here and done the research, and you've done it on a real short notice. So thanks for all that. If there are any more queries, please let us know, guys. We are okay to take up queries, or we would want to sum up with Kuldeep and share some other things and wrap up the day. I understand it's a Saturday for everybody, including Kuldeep, and it's a festival day in India.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a question. There's a query from, yeah. You can go ahead, Vivek.
Okay, so there is a query from Dhaval. Oh, sorry, Malampalli. What is the difference between fixed price and TM in the project contracts, which you were going to answer? So, yeah, so that has come up.
I was waiting for that question to come up, only then I would have answered. But this is a very basic thing when you're doing project management. There are two types of projects that we do. One is fixed price, one is time and material. Fixed price is basically, let's say you pick up a project from the customer and then you say, I'll do this entire project for $10,000, irrespective of how much amount of time I'll spend. $10,000 is also the invoice that you will raise on the milestones that you achieve. Let's say when the project will kick off, you will get paid for 25%. When you are delivering the requirement documentation, I'll pay the rest 25%. When you're doing the UAT, I'll pay another 25, and on upon go live, I'll pay the 25%. So you have those milestones that you build, which are split as per what the agreement is of the payment terms. That is fixed price. The TNM is, you say this project is of approximately $50,000. We'll keep on billing you bi-weekly or weekly or monthly as per your payment terms that you agree on. And whatever amount of time my team spends is something that will come up to you in the invoice. It might be below 50,000 or it might be above 50,000, with a not to exceed limit that you can prescribe to the customer, and if you have that particular clause. So that is based on your time and time entries. Does that answers?
So Malampalli Sukrita, does that answer your query?
Yep. So confirmed.
Great. So now if you see, for PSA, because the majority of the things that we saw was in the CE environment, I've actually created a course where you can log in, register yourself and get my course, where I am also giving a certificate. So log into that and you will see almost 60% of what we just saw covered up there, but not definitely the FNO part. And yeah, just go through that course. You will gain more confidence on how PSA works, and then subsequently get in the project operations part. So here is the link. And then I'll move to the next slide, and that's the last thank you slide. Again, my credentials are mentioned here. If you guys want to contact me for any queries or any updates that you need, you can definitely ping me or buzz me here. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you for a wonderful audience who were patient enough to hear me.
Thanks a lot, Kuldeep. It was a great session. I would wish to be wrapping up myself. There is going to be some background noise. It's a festival time in India, right? So I'm going to leave it to Vivek, who is better connected than me. Thank you to today we have NT as well. So we had another MVP attending with us today. So I want to mention that thanks NT to see you today. Probably two masters of the game on the same call. It is a welcome.
We
Yeah,
have
it is.
Auntie. My
Today
friend
we
is here.
today Auntie is here as well with us. So thank you, Auntie, for attending. Like to see more of you, hear more of you as well, along with Kuldeep. That will be something. And
my pleasure. Thanks, team. Thanks, Kuldeep.
Hey, Auntie. Great. How are you, man?
Good.
Great.
Good. Good set, man. Good stuff.
Thank you so much, Auntie. We did it together, man. Partners in crime. Anyways.
Thank you. So thank you for that was a mention I wanted to do, and I'll hand it over to Vivek now to wrap up our day. And I know it's a Saturday, and you need to everybody need to get going, including Kuldeep. Again, another very important point which I want to mention. You did it on a 3 days notice. That's a true community champion. Thanks for being the champ community lead that you are and the MVP that you are, and being ready, ever ready, right? So that's also pretty important that you said when you started the day for us today. And that has kept our meetup going. Otherwise, it would have been a cancelled day. We were going to discuss something totally different, but we had a organizer shortage, and then the speaker was also not well, so it couldn't happen. But this was every week has been really great. So this particular month, want to tell you guys, started with Sagar keeping up a custom connector, and he worked like few weeks on that particular demo. Then we had last week we had Preeti. She performed a great thing, which is a very difficult topic again, liquid templates over Power App portals, and we saw some kinds of pages that I have also seen rarely. And then you coming up and just letting it up for us with the project operations thing. Next, it is going to be Roma in the Bangalore meetup talking about basics of Power Apps, and I think she has been working for a few weeks as well. So this has been a wonderful month of meetups at Champs, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and you want to will continue that on. And thanks for you as well, Kuldeep, for organizing few of them.
Thank you
So
so much, guys. Wonderful community. D365 Champs rocks, as always. And with that, I bid adieu to you guys.
thank you, Kuldeep. I'll hand it over to Vivek now. Vivek, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Kuldeep, from all the champs and joinees for giving a very good and in-depth session on our uh, this
Project
one
office.
operations.
Yep.
And we had hardly seen any such kind of sessions in the past, and we hope you'll give us some more insights in the coming sessions. So we'll keep you calling for sharing your knowledge and what are the future things coming up. As Dipesh said, yes, our co-organizer in the actual meetup and the presenter as well as pulled back due to their personal issues. And I'll be very thankful to Prashant as well, who take over the organizing thing, and he was there for all the time. And as always to Dipesh, yes, we are going to meet Ruma very soon in the next week for basics of Power Apps. And please do join the session. We have already shared you the all the media channels where you can actually go and see the sessions which had already happened. We'll surely go back and upload this today's meeting as well for you so that you can review these things and you can try it out on yourself. So thank you, folks. Happy Ganesh Chaturthi to all of you. May Lord Ganesha give you all the fortune and love and health. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Bye, guys.
Thank,
Bye. Have a
thank you,
nice
Thanks,
everybody.
evening.
Bye,
everyone.
everybody. Thank you, Prashant.
Bye.
Thank you for
Thank you
still
all.
being connected.
Thanks,
I know you
everyone.
also have a commitment. Thank you a lot. I'm stopping the recording now. Thanks for spending all the time with us today. Take care, guys.
Prashant, man, go and
Thanks.
rock yourselves. Bye.